So I apologize for the terrible lighting. I have such bad lighting in my bedroom. But I wanted to film this really quick before I head to work. And this is week... Guys, I forgot to look. I think it's 24. Yeah, I think it's week 24. Weigh in on Weight Watchers. I started Weight Watchers on February 22nd or 23rd at 234.4. And as you know, the last few weeks I have been, actually since about June 10th, it's been up and down, up and down, up and down. And then staying the same, staying the same, staying the same, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. So it's just been a roller coaster since about June 10th, I think was my last, like real like loss. And then I think I had another one after that. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a 6-month on Weight Watchers video at the end of August, because since I started into February, I'm kind of looking at, by the time I complete August, I've completed my 6th month, if I counted that right. Let's see, March, April, May, June, July, August, yeah. Because I figure it's only just a few days in February. And so I'll do a whole thing, but I think in July it ended up being up 0.4. June wasn't a bad month, but July, yeah, something like that. Anyway, so I changed some things this week. So before I give you my results, I have my trusty Happy Planner here, where I showed in my spread last week on Sunday what how I was going to use it this week, and just so you know, I'm going to use it again like this week. Whoa, I'm really close. Sorry about that. So I decided to kind of see if there's a pattern to this up and down and, you know, staying the same. I decided I was going to also track calories this week along with my points, and I'm also been fluctuating my points. I have some, you know, before I never used my weeklies, and in the past, if I used my weeklies, sometimes I would gain. If I don't know. It's just, I wanted to kind of try to find a pattern. And so what I was doing, not this week, but the week before this, when I actually went up a little bit, I was kind of fluctuating them. I would have some real high days and some real low days, and then some 30, I have 30 points normally, and then 30-point days, and I ended up gaining, I think, 0.4 last week. So this week, I didn't really, I was planning on doing the same thing. Well, then Friday ended up being a really high point day. I ended up using 18 of my weeklies, and then Saturday I ended up using 8 of my weeklies. So I've used 26 of my 42 weeklies this week. And so then I thought, well, from Sunday on, I'm just going to take it as it goes. If, sorry, I was getting a message on here. So I just figured, you know, if I wanted to have a couple lower point days, and then I was going to try to do the rest of the days just stay at 30. Well, just, you know, I only ate when I was hungry. You know, that's another thing. I didn't want to force myself to eat points. So I ended up not really having any days that were 30 this week at all. And that wasn't planned. And there was one day it was really low, and that completely wasn't planned. And if you watch my videos, you see what I ate, and it wasn't like I, you know, didn't eat, because I did. So, but it wasn't planned. So I just don't want you guys to think, you know, when I tell you how many points I had each day, that this was completely planned. Just a second, my dog wants out. Okay, now he doesn't want out. So what my plan is, I think, in the future for these videos, I am going to, I was talking to Casey, and she gave me a tip to put all my, you know, like screenshots of all my stuff at the end of like my Fitness Pal stuff and my Weight Watchers stuff. But today I won't have time to do that because I want to get this video uploaded before I go to work. So, and she gave me a program that told me about a program, and I just haven't had a chance to look at it. So I'm going to very quickly go through everything before I go to my results. So I used my Fitness Pal before I started Weight Watchers, and the reason why I stopped using it was mainly portion control. That's why I like Weight Watchers. By having a certain amount of points, I know I can't eat you know, instead of 26 rice crackers, I would eat, you know, 50. And it, you know, then I just put it into my MyFitnessPal, and there would be, you know, points, I'm not points, there'd be calories there. So I would just fluctuate my calories in other places, and that just wasn't healthy. So, but I went over to MyFitnessPal. I forgot, it's been so long since I've really done anything on it that I didn't even know what my goals were on there. So I looked at it and I just kept them the same, and I just figured I'm just going to plug everything in, and I'm not going to really worry about it as much. I wasn't using that as my tool. I was still using Weight Watchers as my tool. This was just as a glance. So I could just glance at it and then catch a pattern of what was going on. Because I also weighed every day to also see if there was a pattern. So on MyFitnessPal right now, my goals are set to 1,600 calories, 35% carbs, 25% fat, and 40% protein. So Monday, I was I was at 1,321 calories, 35% carbs, 18% fat, and 38% protein. And that day was a 24-point day. Tuesday was the day that I did not plan to only use 20 points for Weight Watchers, but I did have 1,502 calories, 41% carbs, 16% fat, and 38% protein. So I just had I think I had a lot of fruit and vegetables that day, a lot of salad. Let me see if I can look on my meal plan. That day, I had stuffed peppers at night. They're really low points. So that's one of the things. I had a really low point breakfast burrito. My lunch was just a chicken salad. So everything was just really low point. I had a protein shake, one of the Costco protein shakes. Those are only 2 points. So, but I even had a dessert that night. I had a yogurt and a rice cake. So, and that right there's 4 points. So it just came out that day was only 20 points, but I ate 1,500 calories. So, you know, it was a good day. Wednesday, I had 27 points, and I had 1,499 calories, 37% carbs, 20% fat, and 32% protein. So, but here's something to note. On Tuesday, when I only had 20 points, but I had 1,500 calories, I did gain. I gained weight. So I stayed the same Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I was up. And so, I mean, it just shows, I mean, I was up in calories, but I only used 20 points. So right there, I kind of looked down and think, okay, that's when I need to go back and look and see what did I eat that I had 41% carbs. So obviously staying within that 30%, 35% carbs is probably a good thing, because my body, I've always known, is very carb sensitive. So Wednesday, I already told you that. Thursday, I had 24 points. And so that was last night, and I had 1,220 calories, 25% carb, 33% fat, and 36% protein. So from Wednesday to Thursday, though, I also went up. And see, I also used a little bit more carbs that day. So, so I don't know if this is going to do anything. This is really just for me to kind of just keep track of and to glance at. And this may had nothing to do with my results today, but I don't know. I think it works for me, so I'm just going to continue doing it as long as it works for me. And I did track my sodium also, which I was up every day except for Wednesday. I did go over 3,000 every day, and a couple of days I went over 3,500. And I drink a lot of water, so I don't think that it's affecting me that much, and it's mostly in my salad dressings. And then I had a lot of buffalo chicken type stuff this week, and there's a lot in that too. So y'all waiting for the results, right? So last week I weighed in at 207, and today I weighed in at 203.4. Yay! So a 3.6 loss. Now, the good news about it is I get to use one of these little stickers that Jessie from J-Whackers sent me, and I get to use this one, 30 pounds, because today would be 31 pounds lost since I've been on Weight Watchers. So that's exciting. So I'm excited. This also puts me, my first goal, as you all know, was, well, as some of you know, was for the very first weigh-in in August, which was today, was to be at 199. Well, I already knew that that wasn't going to happen, seeing the pattern that was going on. So I had moved that goal to the last weigh-in in August. So I think, you know, it might be doable. We'll see, because that means I need to lose, well, technically, I guess, I only need to lose 3.5 because that'll put me at 199 point whatever, you know, but so we'll see what happens. And I mean, I just feel good that it's almost there. And yeah. So I just want to thank everybody for their support. There's so many people I could thank, and I think you all know who you are, but there's just been a lot of encouragement, you know, from other YouTubers as well as everyone that comments and subscribes to me, and I just really appreciate everyone, and I appreciate your ideas and your suggestions, and I have tried probably almost every single one of them, and yeah, so I hope you all have had a great week. Oh, for next week's goals, I'm just going to do the same thing. I forgot to mention my goals. So my goals are water, 96 ounces. I met that every single day. I went over one day. 30 minutes of activity. There was one day I did not do it due to lack of sleep the night before, so that was Monday. And I do 30 minutes of activity at least 4 times a week. And so I hit 30 on Tuesday, 35 on Wednesday, and 30 on Thursday. My 30-day challenge with this month, the 30-day challenge is arms, and I did that every day so far, which today is only day 5. And then tracking in both Weight Watchers and my Fitness Pal, and I did that every day. Well, I didn't do it Friday. I tracked in my Weight Watchers app every single day, which I don't always do when I use my weeklies. But I did. I tracked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I just didn't do my Fitness Pal. I think I might have started it on Sunday, but I found a new rhythm on that. I'm doing it the night before, so I already know anyway what I'm going to eat, and so I just pre-log it the night before in my Weight Watchers app and in my Fitness Pal, so then I don't feel like I need to rush and get it done. So anyway, I have to rush out of here and get ready for work and get this video uploaded, and I will actually talk to most of you. You'll see this before my what I ate video because I'm going to get this up early. But again, thank you everyone for your support and your kind words, and I appreciate you all so much, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye!